Well, the suspected gunman, Cole Allen, will appear in a federal courtroom tomorrow. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says it was likely President Trump that he was targeting, along with administration officials during last night's shooting. Let's bring in Bill Melugin. He's got more on this. I mean, it really is kind of a fascinating thing, Bill. You and I were both there.
Yeah.
You were at the same table John Roberts was talking earlier. You were at the same table that John Roberts was at. And for us to get over there so we could kind of coalesce and figure out what was going on and a coverage plan and so forth took a fair bit because the tables were very close together.
Oh, yeah, we were all packed in there like sardines.
Yeah.
Wild experience, and I think we all felt like 3 to 5 seconds of panic as we were figuring out what was going on in that room. But in the meantime, the White House is telling Fox News that law enforcement has recovered a manifesto belonging to that alleged shooter in which he said he wanted to target Trump administration officials. He also apparently had all sorts of anti-Trump and anti-Christian content on his social media profiles. Now, multiple federal law enforcement sources tell us that the suspect has been ID'd as 31-year-old Cole Allen of Torrance, California. We are told he was initially talking to law enforcement after his arrest, admitting his intent was to target the Trump administration, but he has since stopped talking and is no longer being cooperative. Now, those sources tell Fox that Cole checked into the Washington Hilton Hotel on Friday, the day before he allegedly carried out this attack, and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche explained on Fox this morning how it appears he got to D.C. from California.
What we have learned, and what they've learned just overnight, is that it appears he traveled from Los Angeles through Chicago to Washington, D.C., and it appears he traveled by train during both legs of that trip. As far as motivation, we are still looking into that. It appears he was targeting members of the administration, but I say that generally because that's all we know right now. We don't have any specifics beyond that.
Now, the White House tells Fox that Allen had previously attended a No Kings protest in California, and his family had actually notified police about a manifesto he had sent to them prior to this attack. His sister reportedly told investigators during an interview that he frequently made radical statements and planned to, quote, do something. Now, last night, Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. attorney here in Washington, announced that Cole has been charged with using a firearm during a crime of violence, as well as assault on a federal officer with a dangerous weapon. He is scheduled to make his first appearance in federal court sometime tomorrow, Trace.
The unclear thing for me, Bill, and maybe you have information because I haven't been able to find it, is they apparently the family notified police in New London, Connecticut,
yes.
right? So New London, Connecticut, the family does not live in New London, Connecticut. We don't know. I mean, we're saying, well, like the president said with Jackie Heinrich earlier, he's like, well, listen, I wish the New London police had contacted. We don't know that they didn't. We don't know that
they didn't. We also don't know exactly what the connection to New London is, if that's where one family member was or something. We'll wait to find that out. But we do at least know that apparently the brother contacted law enforcement and felt something was off, and that the sister, who's being interviewed right now, has said that this was a guy who was making some statements that were jumping out to us that were pretty outlandish, and that he was plotting something, quote, planning to do something about the issues facing the country. So they had enough red flags to the point where they contacted law enforcement. We don't know how soon it was before the dinner last night, but somebody reached out and felt something was wrong, and then we saw what happened last night.
So you had a guy who was in the Caltech Christian Club, right? You had one of his former, people in that. Goes to anti-Christian, right, making these statements, and he just seemed to get more radical as time went on. Right?
Yeah, and we'll let the investigation play out as to how he was able to get in there and get so close and be a guest of that hotel, as apparently any member of the public could check in there in the days before. So
it is fascinating, yeah. Bill Melugin, good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with Me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.